What is happening, people? It is your boy Jack, and today I'm going to make a video about how I, at 22 years old, am currently saving €1,500 a month. Now, you ain't got to go straight to the comments. I know there's them 15 and 16 year old Forex gurus who are going to say, I make €15,000 a week, man. What you is weak out here. This is just what I'm doing. And I know to other people it's going to seem like an awful lot of money. And I'm here to say, all you have to do to save that much money in a month is smash the like button. No, but really though, we're just going to get straight into it. We're going to chat about how I've gotten to this stage where I am able to save this much money per month, which is $375 a week, how I feel about money in general, and I suppose why I save a little bit. Why do I save and when did I start saving? And to get into this, I'm going to bring you all the way back to my first job. So my first job was actually working in a company called Check as a customer service agent for a mobile service provider. A job nobody wants to do, but you know when you're young and you just need money, you're done school and all that, and like real life becomes a thing. That's where I ended up. Pretty much anybody can work there. So I was working this job, it was full time, it was minimum wage, and I remember after 2 weeks getting my first paycheck, and it was for €700. And at the time, man, €700 seemed like so much money because I had no concept of money. I'd never had money before, okay? And so what did I do with that money? I went and spent it on stupid stuff like clothes that I didn't need. I was eating out the whole time. I wasn't making lunch. I was just buying lunch, man. I felt like the big man. I had so much money. And then fast forward a week or two, my bank's back down to zero. And I had no money. And I was like, something ain't right here. This can't be all it is. You can't just go to work and spend money forever and have nothing. And that's kind of when, literally 2 weeks into my first job, my mindset started to shift a little bit. So then I kept working. And I just started saving. Now when I started saving, it wasn't for any particular reason. I just knew that I liked having money more than I liked not having money. So like say for example, when I got that first €700 in and I went to the bank, I was very happy to have that 700. And then when it was gone, I was kind of sad, and all that food meant nothing. It was just a thing of the past, and the clothes, I don't wear any of them anymore. So all of that money was just poofed. It was just like I worked and it's all gone forever. Now again, I didn't know why I was saving. I just knew I liked having money, and all it was just not spending the money I was making. I just let it all go to the bank account and sit there. And that's how I started saving, essentially, was just watching my spending habits more so than anything else. I don't want to go through all of the boring stuff where I just did that for ages, probably a year, 2 years, without any real direction. I want to just get a little bit more into where I'm at now and what I'm actually saving for and how I actually save my money now with the intentions of that money making me money. Because there was a quote I heard a very long time ago, I don't know who said it, but it's basically that if your money's not making you money while you're sleeping, then you're going to work forever. And I don't know about you, but I don't want to work forever. So I've saved a little bit of money. I have some sitting in the bank. It's probably a few grand or something, not an incredibly substantial amount of money. And I'm just kind of thinking to myself, well, why am I saving this money? Like, what is it actually doing for me? It's just sitting in the bank, it's doing nothing. And that's when things changed. That's when I really started looking into investing, and investing with the intention of not having to work forever. And so since then, I've started looking at money in a different way. So if I show you this, right, two €50 notes, you see €100. What I see is in 20 to 40 years time, I see this turning into 2.5 grand. I don't have that much money in cash on me right now, so I can't do a cool thing, but I see this as worth a lot more than the €100 you see in front of you. Let's just say I take this €100 and I go to town today and I buy a new pair of shoes and a t-shirt, right? Boom, that is gone forever. That is never coming back. It's just disappeared. Yeah, I have a t-shirt and a pair of shoes. They're also going to be gone one day, probably in a year or so. If I invest that money, if I put that somewhere, it's going to make me more money. So I will never lose that €100, and it's actually going to multiply the longer I invest it. That's when things became a little bit more serious for me, okay? So what I did was, my first method was, I started putting €250 a week into the credit union. And that's what I've been doing for the longest time. So I've only actually been saving $250 a week or $1,000 a month. Now, that doesn't mean I was spending everything else that I was taking in, but this was just money that I was putting away specifically for one reason. And that reason was to get on the property ladder. Getting on the property ladder, getting my first property and renting it out is something that has appealed to me for a long time, and it's only the last year or so that I've started intently saving with the intentions of doing it. For me, saving that €250 a week is relatively easy. I'm still living at home. I have some expenses weekly and monthly. I pay a little bit of rent, but I can put that much money away quite comfortably. And if you can consistently put away €250 a week, that adds up very quickly. Over the course of a year, 52 weeks, you're looking at €13,000 saved. So when you put it into perspective, €13,000 is enough to get yourself on the property market in Wexford, where I am from. Like, if you go on to daft.ie right now and look up houses, there are plenty for that price. And especially if you have a little bit more saved, there is a lot of opportunities out there, especially if you wait for the right time. You are going to be able to make some real money off of this. And I am now at a stage where I am looking to buy my first rental property. Now, I'm waiting for the right one to pop up. I don't want to rush into this. I will be seeking some further financial advice in regards to this, but I have people who are close to me that I can talk to about this and who have done similar things in the past who are going to help guide me in the right direction. So now it's starting to pay off. I've been putting away this money for a long time while other people have been spending it on little things like meals out, nights out, anything you can imagine. I save wherever possible, you know what I mean? And it adds up so quickly. Where you spend €40 on a coffee, I spend 30 cents on a can of Blue Spark. Or where you spend €40 on a coffee, I spend €40 on a thing of coffee that's going to last me a month. You know what I mean? It's those little things that really do add up. If you're spending €5 a day on something that you don't need, that's 35 a week. And I know that sounds like nothing, but if you're not saving anything especially, that will add up for you so quickly. Now let's just put it into a bit of perspective. So that €250 a week I've been saving, let's say I have enough to get a mortgage for €100,000. And let's say my repayment on that mortgage is going to be $400 a month. It might be a little bit more, it might be a little bit less. It's hard to know, okay? But let's just say it's $400 a month to make the math easy. So I'm going to be paying back $400 a month in a mortgage for a property that's worth €100,000. I'm going to have somebody living in that property for somewhere close to €1,000 a month, okay? So straight away, that's a €600 net profit every single month. Now obviously that's before your fees, your taxes, etc, etc, but you can see the power of that. Just for buying this house and letting somebody else live in it, I will be making €600 a month. Now obviously you don't get to keep the full €600 because in this life there is taxes, there is fees, there's unexpected fees and things like that, but you get the picture. So that €250 I've been putting aside every single week, you know, consistently without fail, is now going to be worth a lot more than that €250. I'm going to be making money every single month, and in 25 years when that mortgage is paid off by somebody else, I own that house and I can then sell it back on. So not only are you making money on a monthly basis, but when you own that house, that is going to be a massive surplus to your income. This has been my primary kind of savings for the longest time. And to save this money, as I said earlier on, I've just been putting that €250 into the credit union. And the credit union doesn't really give you very much, if anything, for saving with them. Maybe you'll make about 1% a year, but that's not very much when you're only saving €250 a week, okay? So this brings me on to my new venture, which I'm really excited about. And that new venture is Dividend Stocks, okay? So we all probably know what the stock market is. We know that you can go and buy shares in a company, and if that company does well, you'll make more money. And if they do poorly, you'll lose some money. What dividend stocks are they are companies who are so big, they have so much money that they will pay you just for owning their stocks. So say for example Facebook, let's just say that their share is worth €100 and they pay out an annual dividend of 4%. So just for having €100 worth of their share, they will pay me €4 a year. Now let's say at the end of the year, they've gone up to €110 a share. They will be paying me a total of €14 if I decided to sell that share, because they have gone up in 10%. I bought for 100, I can sell for 110, and they give me my 4% yield. So the money that I'm putting into the credit union is not really appreciating, it's not really making me much value until I actually go ahead and buy my first property. But this money that I put into the stock market over the next 5 to 40 years will make me money, okay? And that is what I'm very excited about. So to start it off, I'm going to be investing €125 a week into the stock market. I will be picking the stocks by myself. I've been researching this for just over a month at this stage. I've spoke to someone about it, a financial advisor about it somewhat, and I'm really excited to get into this. So I'm still researching, but I'll show you I have €1,000 sitting in the account right now. So it's as if I've been putting away €125 since the start of the year. I have not completely made my mind up on what I want to buy yet. So what I'm going to say is, if you want to see what I decide to buy, let's get this video to 30 likes and then I will upload a video of my portfolio whenever that stage comes. So just smash the like button below if you'd like to see my portfolio when I do actually decide to invest. Now the thing with stocks is there is a massive risk involved, because the stock could plummet. Right now with the coronavirus, if you look at the stock market, everything is going down. And most people will see this as a very bad thing, but I see it as a great opportunity. Just like the recession in 2008, right? People who were in the stock game for the short term were done. They lost so much money. But if you held on to them until now, your stocks would have gone sky high. So I see this coronavirus as a similar situation. Right now, a lot of stocks are very undervalued, because there's certain things like airlines, etc. Their earnings are going to be down because they can't fly to certain places. People aren't going to be buying as many tickets, so their stock price is going to go down. But once this virus is resolved, this could be 2, 3, 4 years down the line, they will go back up and they will exceed where they ever were before. And that is why this to me is a really long-term investment. It's not like just putting €100 into a company and hoping that they have a good month and then taking that money back out. This money that I'm putting away, I will not touch, hopefully for decades. That is the goal with this one. So that 250 I'm putting away isn't making me immediate money, but I'm going to be taking it out within a year and buying a property. But this 125 a week that I'm putting away, I'm going to put away. It's going to make me money monthly, slowly but surely. I'm going to keep reinvesting that money that I make monthly, and I'm not going to touch that for a very, very long time. The goal is that that turns into more and more money. It compounds annually, and you can see just how powerful that would be. And that is a massive part of the reason why I'm choosing dividend stocks over just regular stocks. So when the next recession does come, which it inevitably will, my stocks will go down in value, and I will in the short term lose an awful lot of money. But I will still get paid monthly by these companies as long as they continue to pay their dividend. And over the next few years, I'll keep reinvesting. Once the price gets low, I'll buy more and more. I'll become more aggressive with my spending. And then boom, a few years later, I'm going to have bought really low. It's going to soar to new heights. And you can just see how powerful that is. I'm going to make an awful lot of money in them, hopefully. So that is exactly how I'm saving my money right now. €375 a week or $1,500 a month. I know for everybody the amount you can save is going to be different. Some people have, they have a mortgage, they have a family, they have children. Me, I don't. I live at home, I pay my parents some rent, nowhere near as much as if I was living by myself. I pay a few monthly subscriptions to things like Amazon Prime, Photoshop, and I just buy some food. I can save a lot of my money. I work hard for my money, and I want to make my money work hard for me. I don't want to have to work hard for it forever. If there's one thing I'd like for people to be able to take away from this video, it's not necessarily even that you need to start saving. I'm not advising you to get into property or to invest in dividend stocks, but I really do urge everybody to save at least some amount of their income. Start looking at money differently. As I said earlier on, start looking at this €100 as €2,500. Like if I went to you today and I said, do you want this €100 now, or do you want €2,500 in 20 years? Most of you are probably going to take the 2,500. Anyway guys, that is all I have to say for today. Hopefully I was able to give some of you some insight in regards to how you can save and why you should save, and why not having the newest pair of shoes today could pay off in 20 years time. But anyway, thank you very much for watching. If you do want to see what stocks I decide to invest in, please do smash the like button and I will get that video up when I decide to invest. Till next time guys, peace.